But aside from the humor, can't you understand that a group of or a community that's so far out of order is it's very difficult to try to render some type of protection. So like even when I was in the military, so long as I played by the regulations or anything, I was untouchable by anybody outside of the branch. I could do whatever I wanted to so long as I abided by the regulations. And if I got in trouble, I was protected by the armed forces. But when the moment you start going outside of the mission and you start doing whatever the fuck you want and you violating Geneva Conventions and all this other shit and rules of engagement, they're gonna make sure your ass get fried and they're gonna say that you weren't on military business. It should be the same for people in general. If you're not about your family's business or the rules in which y'all operate, it's gonna be hard to protect you whenever you're out of order. You got women out here participating
But that is essentially, that line of thinking that you just said is essentially what made me feel like I felt last week. Like, it's random people. It's not affecting my family. It's not affecting y'all's family. So when I sat there and was like, I just don't have the bandwidth, I don't give a damn, then I was made to feel like I was wrong. But that's how y'all feel about protecting women. The same way I feel about listening to like men complain on the internet. Like, I don't know y'all. I don't have to listen to that. Like, I didn't do nothing to you. I
But
don't owe you that.
who's trying to bury you or push back against you preferring not to listen to people you don't want to listen to?
I mean, that's how it came across when I'm sitting there and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like, okay, I just don't have the bandwidth for it. I just don't care. And the first thing that I'm hearing is like, damn, what you mean you don't care? I'm like, I just don't. The same
Well,
way
yeah,
that like men
the
can
reason
turn
why
their back
I
and
can
be
tell you,
like,
I think I understand it now. The reason why you probably getting approached on that is because a lot of us has activated ourselves in a way to where this is a part of our way of giving back to the community or
Right.
so-called
Mm-hmm.
being within the trenches. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
talking about what's going on in the community, we actually utilize this space as doing work. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing for your people? We
well,
Mm-hmm.
you know what?
we're
When you put
logging.
it like that, I can respect
We're
that.
not actually literally logging hours, but we look at this as logging hours and time out of our lives to be a presence on the side of trying to fix it. But so when we hear people come into the space and say they don't give a fuck about it, it actually goes against the overall mission of the, you know,
And that much I can respect, because
Mm-hmm.
the way when you put it like that, I can see it as like, okay, this is like current day and age activism. But and I'm not gonna lie, that's not how I was looking at it until you just said that. Like, me, I'm in a space where most of my generation is doing content creation, and they'll talk about the same thing that you're talking about. But like I said last week, if I come on there and I try and be solution based, the viewership drops. So they're not coming on there to be an activist, they're coming on there to be combative. And so and that's what I was saying. I had been at a space where like that whole week, that's all I was hearing was the purpose of combat, not the purpose of solution. So by the time I got to Thursday night, I had been like bombarded, fed up, overstimulated, and I was just like, this isn't fixing nothing. I'm irritated. I'm done. And that's why I said I can admit that that might have been like a personal thing for me.
Believe it or not,
So
job of mixing
who's
both of
that?
those
Marcus
things
talking?
together
Go ahead,
is
Marcus.
Darwin. Can you hear me? I was
Go
saying the
ahead,
person
Marcus.
who do a good job of mixing entertainment and still trying to give some decent information is Darwin. Like when he
That's true.
says some random wild shit that kind of everybody be looking to want to slap his ass, that's his way of keeping it engaging and
Mm-hmm.
bringing something to the conversation. So, I give him credit for that. Me and
Sometimes it's
Trev
dope
don't
So
do
small
it as
fact,
well.
but
I
he hit
I
a lot.
appreciate you giving me my flowers and white man.
You know
Yeah,
that's
hundred
because
part
percent.
extraordinary.
it's not like I was
But
literally
look,
saying like, oh, just fuck the conversation. I like when I think about activism, maybe I do think about it in an old school way, because like so back home, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
no,
When
you're not.
like when Are you, what'd you
Are
say,
you
Case?
really?
I
Are you
am.
really?
I am.
Shut up. Shut
No, for
up.
real.
Get off. Get
North
off the
Are
panel
you
right
from
now.
there?
Yes.
North 23rd by Capitol High School. I'm from
My
Easy
parents
Town.
grad my parents graduated from Capitol.
Yeah, I went to McKinley and graduated from Woodlawn though.
I
Yeah.
went to Broadmoor.
So like, but And that's what I'm saying. Like, remember when the Alton Sterling situation happened?
Mm-hmm.
And like people like Gmo and like, like uh damn Richie V. And like I was a part of like blocking off the interstate and planning to like, you know, get around the police station and we like protested and stuff.
But
That's
there's
what I
different
think of
ways.
when I think of
There's
like
different ways.
activism.
There's different ways.
And you are
You got
right.
you started off the what you said the comment by saying this is new. There's in the new age. There's new ways to
Yes, there
of
is.
activism, right? I can't tell you coming into social media as a wife, as a mom, especially in the mom space, right? Instagram, I'm not a TikTok girly too much. I'm on there, but I'm when y'all talk about the TikTok spaces that y'all on, I'm like completely in the dark. But the help and the private DMs that I've received from like motherhood tips, schooling, Facebook chat groups, resources. Like this is community work in a different sense. It really is creating like different ways to learn and educate yourself on different topics to really get people to empower you in different areas that you may feel that you don't have a community in, right? And so this space may not feel as like being new to the space may not look as intentional because it's not like a block and a it's in the title of like actually the forum and what we do and what we talk about every single week. But overall, the large umbrella is the Black community, right? And just even from being on these panels, I can't tell you how many people have reached out on Instagram through just reaching out like, hey, I watched Lapeef show the other night. What you said really did something. You being on here, that you inspire me. What I see, okay, now I feel like I can do it or I can overcome stuff because y'all talked about this. That is community work. It is because sometimes in people's own community that they can reach out and touch, they don't have examples of what they want to be. They don't have examples of what they think is possible. And they come to Lapeef Network and other platforms to actually see people, real people, right? Not characters on a Tyler Perry film or Netflix, but actual people that have real lives um and giving their opinion and like Marcus said, sharing bits and pieces of our real life and having a real conversation. So look
But
at it.
that's why I feel like I'm also here is like a small part of it does transition into I want to be able to speak up for the women that are what men are saying will be the girls that don't get chosen. Because I'm literally still, even though I'm married, I'm still that girl that everybody's screaming at the top of their lungs when they see me on social media or on TikTok or on Instagram. Like right now in my TikTok bio, it literally says living proof that a stay at home mom can still be a pretty party girl. Because it's like, you don't have to put on the turtleneck. You don't have to stop being you. You don't have to stop being who you are. Because my mama always taught me, like from little growing up, I've loved love. I've loved marriage. I've always known I wanted to be a wife and a mom. I've always known that there's somebody for everybody.
But
Period. Like
you
it
ask,
is okay.
if
And
you
it's
ask your,
just the rhetoric that like, oh, if you don't change, if you don't act accordingly, if you don't hurry up and like literally
if
last
you
week
ask
it
your
turned
husband,
into
Ray,
everybody was saying they were married, but everybody acted like they had never seen boobs. I'm not saying on the
Ray,
panel. I'm just saying
Ray,
like,
could you
come on
ask your
now.
husband a question about the statement you just made? That you could still be a stay-at-home mom and all that. Could you ask him to genuinely answer? Is that majority of men? Because I would argue that it's all based, it's contingent on a particular man you with. But if you look at the market,
But we're
most people,
also saying that the majority of men aren't the ones that are even like the women are going after. So it doesn't even matter because I was also the main person on here saying I'm one of the only women that believes in polygyny. Cool. Can I say something? Like, I don't like I just
Twinsies.
like that's all I'm saying. Like when we're talking about, is it the majority of men? I don't think majority of women want to be chosen by the majority of men. To me, what y'all are saying when I'm listening to the information y'all are giving me, right? Because I always acknowledge I'm not in the dating pool, so I don't know. And y'all are more abreast about the statistics. When I'm listening to the information y'all are giving me, it sounds like if we just convince the women maybe to be polygynous, we'll be fine. Because it was never about the women getting majority of men. Because the women aren't even liking the majority of men. Y'all are saying, y'all are acknowledging that they only like the top whatever percent, anyways. So cool. If we all become okay with sharing them, okay, great. Now we don't have this issue. Now all the pretty party girls come to Laisha's house.
For
Yeah,
how many?
They
Genius
could be a
made this
wife.
argument for
Come to
several
Laisha's house.
years.
Like, it's
What
simple.
percentage of women you think is okay with sharing the man?
But that's the same. That's what I'm saying. Why is it easier to have a conversation with women about changing their entire perspective about religion, marriage, the way they dress, the way they wear their hair, the way they wear makeup, whether they wear nails? We'd rather try and change all of that than change one thing, which is, sis, can you become okay with one man paying for all of our lifestyle? I feel
Well,
like
no,
if we
well,
talked about that one
I,
topic versus talking about six topic, it would be easier.
I get that. But if we had, let's say we had the same panel of women we had, how
Okay.
many of those women do you think would agree that, yeah, I think we all should share one man?
They don't agree until they find a man that's worth agreeing to. So it's not a
Exactly.
concept that
Exactly. A man
Well,
has to meet all
Well,
those
y'all
standards.
changing the question whenever y'all do that. Well, I'm just saying.
But
We don't
I'm gonna
that's
need
say
true
I'm gonna
though.
say
I agree with M White though, because